Charlotte, listen to this. I think I've ended up at the same hospital. You have to give birth to my baby. I was just looking through some of the pictures and things my husband was telling me about you, and it seems the place you've chosen to have your baby is where I'll be having mine as well. Can you believe that? What are the chances, right?
Hello, Luna. So you're having your baby at that hospital now, too? I suppose in this region that hospital is considered the best in childcare. And with things like pregnancy and delivering babies, that makes sense.
Absolutely. All of the rooms are private here and don't require you to share the same room with curtains, giving you some privacy. Don't they have some of the best hospital food as well? Well, I've heard. And they excel at taking care of you after you have the baby, I hear, bringing you whatever sweets you'd like to eat, even putting you in a massage chair when you need some help relaxing. Sounds heavenly, wouldn't you say?
That's what I've heard too. But of course, for all of that, it does cost a little bit more to have a baby there. I had to convince my husband to let me have my baby there because the final bill is going to be higher than he was hoping for.
Oh, is that right? Are you saying that my brother-in-law doesn't make much then? And can't afford to put you in a hospital like that all the time? Oh dear, how unfortunate. When it came to my husband, he told me okay without even having to try to convince him of what I wanted. Unlike some people, right?
That does sound like your husband. And my husband makes a decent amount of money, but didn't want to spend as much on this delivery as I had asked him to. But we came to an agreement, and that's why I'm going through that hospital. Now that you say that, I'm sure any pregnant wife should be expected to have their needs met by their husband. After all, we are having their child, right?
Exactly. I don't think any pregnant wife should be expected to convince their husband to give them what they want. I'm having to give birth to his child, after all. Any husband should be willing to give any amount of money for that.
Now that you say that, I'm sure you're right. But this is a real coincidence, right? Your baby and my baby were born just 1 week apart from the other. What are the odds?
Right? I was surprised to hear that as well. I was a bit worried about making offers to other friends who are also moms, but having you as a mom at the same time as me is a real relief. Let's work together to become great wives and the perfect mothers. I mean, sisters are about to have our first baby, so we're bound to become best friends, right?
That's right. I look forward to becoming even closer because of this. Though, with our busy schedules, I'm not sure how much time we'll actually have for each other.
Oh, I'm planning on having my kid go to a preschool here soon. When the time comes, I think our kids will be going to different schools.
So, you're already thinking about preschool?
Well, yes. Isn't it important to have a great start to your child's life? I wouldn't want my child going into a public preschool or anything like that. The idea of that's so scary to me. Crazy kids and their problematic parents could be there. That's a danger to myself and my child. I would much rather have my kid go to a preschool for kids who want to get a head start in life, somewhere where they need to test into. That way my child would be much more safe and secure in the future. Have you and my brother not thought about any of that yet?
I suppose we haven't really put any thought into all that yet. Right now, we're just focused on me. Giving birth to a happy and healthy baby is all I can think about. There's so much to worry about. Am I prepared enough? Will the delivery go smoothly? What if something goes wrong? The thought of preschool seems so far away.
But Charlotte, don't you want your child to have the best possible start in life? If you plan to have them go into a good preschool, then you need to start thinking about all that now. It's a competitive world out there. And these days, even preschools are picky about who they accept. Don't you want your child to be surrounded by other high achievers, setting them up for success from the get-go? And haven't you considered the cost? These top-tier preschools don't come cheap, you know. Having your ducks in a row financially is crucial for this child's future.
As of right now, we're really just focused on our child being both happy and healthy. A good education is important, of course, but for us, that can wait. There's plenty of time to figure out the preschool thing later. Besides, we're on a tight budget, and a fancy preschool just isn't in the cards for us right now.
So they'll go to a public school then? Well, I suppose that's good enough for you guys then. You'll be able to raise awareness as a strong and burly kid there. My husband's working for a very large company. We like our kids to be well-rounded and prepared for a life of climbing the corporate ladder. But there's one thing I'm worried about. Something that goes way beyond preschool applications.
Something you're worried about? Are you worried about how your child's health will be when they're born? I'm sure every mother is worried about that.
Oh no, I'm a very healthy woman. I know my kid will come out just fine. When it comes to a girl, their appearances are very important, right? That's why I'm a little concerned whether or not the baby will have my blood or my husband's. If they have my husband's genes and are a girl, then I'll be a little worried. I don't like having to say this, but my husband's family is a little, rougher on the edges. I wouldn't say that the women in his family are great looking. And the thought of my beautiful baby girl inheriting his unfortunate nose is enough to give me nightmares.
Is that right? I happen to think your husband's family looks pretty good, huh? They may not be movie stars, but they seem kind and genuine. Isn't that what truly matters?
Is that right? Whoa, sorry about that. I guess you and I see things differently sometimes. I never married him for his looks or any of his family's looks, so I really don't care too much about that stuff. He happens to be a little on the heavy side, and his face isn't all too balanced, but he makes a good living, and he can afford to give me the things I want. Besides, looks fade, and money lasts. But that's what truly matters in this world, wouldn't you agree? He happens to be a little on the heavy side, but his face isn't all too balanced.
Is that right? Well, no matter how your child is born, I'm sure they'll be very cute. After all, babies are adorable, so you'll end up loving them regardless of their looks. Besides, true beauty comes from the inside, doesn't it?
I see. Of course, if they're a boy, then it's about more than just their face. When it's a girl, their life is decided by their face and their body, right? I guess there's always plastic surgery that can help. If they end up being ugly, I'll just have to get them a little surgery. These days, it's not uncommon. A little nip and tuck here, that could do wonders for a girl's confidence.
I'm not saying I'm against giving them plastic surgery or anything, but that decision should be left up to your child on whether or not they really want to do something like that or not.
But having them do it while they're young would be best, right? They're going to be in a lot of pictures when they're young, so they look beautiful from a young age. Then it would be harder for people to tell whether they had surgery or not.
Right. But I just feel that something like this isn't up to the parents to make a decision on. Also, a child's face will change as they grow older, right?
Well, as long as they grow into having a face less ugly than yours, that would be all right. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to pick on you there. I was just trying to let you know that I didn't care about your opinion on this.
Is that so?
Oh, it's getting close to lunch now. So, see ya. My husband brought me a lunch specifically designed for pregnant women in the late stages of their pregnancy.
I didn't know there were lunches like that.
My husband's so nice to me that he makes sure I get the best treatment while carrying the baby. I'm so happy I married a man like him. Oh, that's right. You're going to have to be given birth before me, so please let me know how everything goes for you.
Will do.
We just have to put up with these big bellies a little bit longer. Let's do our best to make it through to the very end together. Charlotte, you had your baby, right? I haven't heard anything from you. So, do you? Hurry up, tell me how the hospital was.
I'm so sorry, Luna. I've been dealing with my baby this whole time, and right now I'm giving them their milk.
What? At the hospital, you should just be able to ask someone to bring you milk and they'll get it to you, right?
When one's not feeling very well, one of the midwives will do that for you. But I happen to want to breastfeed the baby myself, so that's what I'm working on now.
Is that right? I'm most definitely going to ask for a midwife to take care of all of that for me. I mean, right after giving birth, I'm going to be too tired to do anything else.
That's a good point. Right now, even I'm still tired from giving birth and haven't had much time to relax. But my daughter is so cute. I want to go to bed because I was so tired, but I also want to be here with her.
What? Your daughter's cute? You really think so?
Huh?
Look, Charlotte, my husband went ahead and showed me a picture of her. Honestly, she's not that cute. But I really don't think you should be going around telling everyone that she's cute like that.
I happen to think she's cute though. Could you please not say things like that about her anymore?
Hey, just because you're a mother doesn't mean you should lie about how she looks, but your baby looks like a monkey.
Luna, you're being a little rude right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I always speak my mind about everything. I didn't mean any of that to sound rude.
Is that so?
Oh, are you going to get upset with me? Maybe you're suffering from postpartum irritability. Come on now. You and I are both about to be mothers, so don't get upset with me. I was just being a little honest with you, that's all.
I don't care that that's what you were thinking. I don't think something like that was necessary to say to me.
You're really naive, Charlotte, but being ugly yourself, I'm sure you're happy about that baby. It was probably pretty difficult for you to find a man to have a kid with you in the first place, right?
Luna, you're being very rude right now. I don't happen to think either myself, my husband, or my baby are ugly. If all you want to do here is make fun of me, then just stop texting me.
I wanted to know how the hospital was. You were the one who never texted me about any of that. 'Cause you have me texting you. Stop behaving like a child. I happen to be your husband's older brother's wife, right? You're being a little too sassy for someone who's like my little sister now.
I don't think our age or relation has anything to do with this right now. The reason I'm having to behave like this is because of what you've been saying.
You're supposed to become a mother, yet you're so narrow-minded. Remember that I'm going to become a mother myself here soon. If you start stressing me out now, something happens to my baby, then I'm going to blame it all on you. Charlotte, right now my husband is heading over to your house, right? Can you tell him to get his butt back here and take care of me as soon as possible when he arrives? This whole situation with the baby is a mess. I need him by my side. Don't you think that a husband should be there for his wife? Especially when she's just given birth.
Luna, we already spoke about this. Hudson isn't coming back. And frankly, after everything you've done, I don't think he should.
Hey, I've been sending you pictures of my baby every day now. Don't you think some congratulations or how you doing text would be nice from you? You never reply to any of them. Why is that? Could it be that my baby's cuter than yours and you're secretly jealous?
Jealous? Don't be ridiculous. I have a perfectly healthy, beautiful baby girl of my own. I wouldn't trade her for anything in the world.
Oh, you don't have to lie about it. When you put my daughter's picture next to your daughter's picture, it's insane. Your baby's so plain looking. She has these tiny little eyes and a funny button nose. It honestly makes me laugh every time I see it.
And to me, she happens to be the most cute little girl in the world. She has her father's eyes and my smile, and I wouldn't change a single thing about her. But you wouldn't know anything about that, would you, Luna? You seem to be all about appearances, not the love that comes with being a mother.
Don't you dare say things like that. Why don't you have your baby get some plastic surgery? Compared to my daughter with her perfect button nose and big bright eyes, she looks miserable. Both our kids are cousins now, so it's better to make yours a little better before they start hanging out together. Wouldn't want them to feel bad about themselves, would we?
You should not be comparing things like that. That kid doesn't even have my blood in it anyway. So what's this about it being a cousin?
Huh? What are you going on about? Whose phone am I even texting right now?
Luna, it's me, Hudson, your husband.
What? You really? But right now I'm texting Charlotte's number, right? How can you be talking to me on her phone?
You are aware that I've come over to their house right now, so it's not that strange that I've been able to look at her phone, right? Charlotte was telling me that she got some texts from you and asked me to come and see them. Let's just say I'm not happy with what I've been reading.
Oh, is that right? So Charlotte's the type of woman to tattle on me then. She's always such a calm demeanor, yet she's scaring me now. What did you tell her, Hudson?
She's not scaring you. Have you always been texting her terrible things like this, Luna? Is this how you treat everyone or just the people who are closest to you?
I've not been sending her anything terrible. Those texts must be some kind of a mistake. Maybe Charlotte's phone glitched or something. There's no way I would say anything like that about her baby.
You've been calling both Charlotte and her husband ugly, right? And constantly sending pictures of our daughter, comparing her to theirs in a not-so-subtle way.
Well, I'm telling the truth, aren't I? Compared to our baby, theirs is, well, different. Their little girl, bless her heart, has these features that just don't come together quite right. If she were to start showing the world her kid, I'm sure her picture would end up on one of those awkward baby photo forums. But hey, at least they have a child, right? Some people aren't so lucky.
You really are such a terrible woman. Here I am, trying to figure out how to support us as a family, and you're out here making fun of other people's children.
Why are you on Charlotte's side right now, Hudson? Our kid is the cutest, the most beautiful baby in the world, so who cares? What's Charlotte's little one look like? It shouldn't matter.
This is not about our kid though, is it? And what I'm saying here, I just told you that that kid you gave birth to is not mine.
Hey, don't tell me that Charlotte's been saying some strange things to you now. I'm sure she's just jealous of how beautiful our daughter is, and now she's trying to mess with you. She's probably whispering lies in your ear about paternity and all that. Don't listen to her.
You're wrong about that. The reason I'm here at my little brother's house right now with them is to talk about how you have had a baby with someone else.
Huh? What are you talking about? Someone else? There's no one else, Hudson.
Ever since we got married, I've been suspicious about whether you've been cheating on me or not. But then you became pregnant and said it was going to be my kid. So I believed you and started to relax a little. I even helped you pick out names and decorated the nursery.
That's right. This is your kid. I gave birth to your baby girl. Why are you starting to doubt me all of a sudden now? What is it that Charlotte's gotten into your head?
I'm sorry. Ever since you gave birth to that girl, I became so worried about whether or not you were telling the truth. So I did something I shouldn't have. Something I know might hurt you. I had a DNA test done on her.
A DNA test? You did that? Why would you do something like that? You don't trust me?
I don't. Do you understand that? What I want to say right now is this. Could you stop lying to me, please? I would like for us to get a divorce. There's no way I can stay married to someone who would betray me like this.
Hudson, please. I do not want a divorce. I know I made a mistake. A terrible mistake by cheating on you, but for months I carried this baby believing she was yours. The joy I felt, the excitement we shared, it was all real for me. Don't throw this away because of a single test. Don't throw us away.
Luna, would you stop saying that I'm throwing you both away? You were the one who ripped the foundation out from under us, right before this miracle arrived. Had that baby turned out to be mine, I would have been ready to forgive you, to move past it all. But she happens to be another man's child. I can't raise a stranger's baby, Luna. I can't pretend to be a father when I'm not.
But while I was pregnant, you were so kind, so supportive. We talked about names, we decorated the nursery, we picked out tiny clothes. We were building a future together. A future with this baby.
I was being kind because I thought this was going to be our child, Luna. That's why, no matter how selfish you were being the whole entire time, I tried my best to take great care of you. But that baby, she has none of my features. Not a single one. And that started to make the doubts creep in, and the questions swirled.
Babies' faces change over time, right? What were you thinking, getting a DNA test over something as petty as that? Don't you understand the bond we shared? The love we had? That was real.
That wasn't the only thing, though. Even before you became pregnant, I had these nagging suspicions, a feeling in my gut that something wasn't right. At that time, I thought it was silly to dwell on them. But now, looking back, I'm glad I listened to that feeling. I was able to find all of this out before becoming truly attached to this baby.
Attached? That's all this is to you? You weren't attached when you held her for the first time. But when you saw the love in her tiny eyes, that wasn't attachment? If I'd known you wouldn't stick around, wouldn't be there for you, I never would have...
Luna, don't even go there. Saying something like that is not okay. This isn't about blame, it's about reality. And the reality is, things were headed for a split eventually, regardless of the baby. You go talk with that girl's real father about all this.
But hold on a second, we're not done talking here. Hudson, please. Don't you see this as a scam? You'll make promises, you'll build a life with me, and then you'll just walk away because this baby isn't yours? It's awful.
I want to know who the truly awful person is here, Luna. You were the one who lied, who built this whole charade, and I trusted your word. What you've done is ridiculous.
I'm sorry, okay? I truly did think that this girl was yours. I wasn't trying to hide anything from you.
I can't do this with you anymore. This conversation is going nowhere. Sooner or later, we were gonna get a divorce regardless. You go take care of your baby, and I'll go take care of myself. You've made your choices, Luna. Now you have to live with them.
Hold on a second. We're not done talking here, Hudson.
Luna, this is Charlotte right now. Hudson isn't doing so well mentally. Please stop talking to him. From now on, we're gonna block you on this phone. Now, everything that comes after this can be spoken about with his lawyer when they contact you.
Charlotte, wait a minute. Hey, talk with my husband about all of this, please. I really do not want a divorce.
I don't think Hudson is going to change his mind for you anymore.
You have to understand how I'm feeling right now. I'm being told to take care of this baby I just had on my own. And I did only just have this baby, right?
I would never ask my husband to raise a child that I had with another man while being married to him. I would never cheat on my husband in the first place. Stop acting like you and I are the same right now just because we both became mothers. I have no idea how you feel right now because I'm not a horrible human being.
Why does any of that matter to you? Even if this kid is from another man, I still gave birth to her, right?
This is not about you being the mother of that baby or not. We all know you gave birth to her. This is about the ethics you seem to have right now and the fact that they are so bad that none of us will agree with you on them. There is something very wrong with you, Luna, for saying things like that.
I don't want a divorce. I'm not that big of a fan of his face, but everything else about him is great for me. I don't even want to think about getting a divorce right now.
You were the one that decided to start all of this, correct?
Charlotte, please tell my husband not to block me. And before we get any lawyers involved, he should come and talk to me one more time. I would like for us to spend a little more time together with our daughter. I feel like if he got to see how cute she is, I need to calm down and rethink all this.
Would you cut it out already with all you're saying? Nobody cares what you have to say or what you want and don't want. You already made enemies of us by calling our daughter ugly. Then you had to find out that you had a baby with another man. How much more are you going to hurt everyone around you before you're happy with yourself? The reason all of this is happening to you now is because of what you've done. It's what you deserve to have happen to you.
Please just help my family stay together as one. I'll apologize to you for calling your daughter ugly. So please have my husband come and talk with me one more time. I want to see him.
I will not let you get near my brother-in-law. And my husband and I already know that our daughter's the cutest little girl in the world. So we don't need your empty apologies. Also, I happen to think of you as ugly, Luna. And that so-called heart that you have is the ugliest thing I've ever seen yet. After finding a reliable lawyer, my brother-in-law Hudson managed to talk with Luna and get a divorce. Despite Luna's initial resistance, her parents insisted on the divorce. Luna tearfully signed the papers, and afterward, she struggled to cope. Kicked out of her parents' house and unable to care for her daughter, Luna disappeared from our lives. While I feel for her daughter, this outcome was better than having Luna around. The divorce settlement left Luna with no savings. As for my husband and our daughter, she's thriving, learning quickly each day. Friends and family visit often, praising her cuteness. Luna's hurtful words don't sway us. We see our daughter as the most adorable little girl. Perhaps Luna's eyes need medical attention, but ultimately, she should work on her art and ethics. Hudson, too, is recovering from the shock of the divorce. We'll continue supporting him during this emotional time.